hand from the Minister of Transport, Daryl Vaz. We're going to have to tag team this one, Tony, because it looks long.
Certainly.
It says, for immediate release, here's the release from Minister Vaz. It says, Minister Vaz says it says, Transport Minister, the Honorable Daryl Vaz, has taken note that even in the aftermath of the September 3, 2025 general election, the PNP and the Jamaica Gleaners' malicious, disingenuous, and unprofessional campaign against the rural school bus program has continued. This is a quote from Vaz now. Quote, I note that the PNP and the Gleaners' campaign against the school buses sank to a new low today when the Gleaner elected to place on its front page a letter written 8 months ago by PNP President Mark Golding, when Golding, Peter Bunting, Michael Phillips, and the PNP were intensifying their spread of misinformation on the school buses ahead of the general election, which they eventually lost despite their intense and deceptive dissemination of a series of falsehoods. Wow. That's the end of the quote, the first quote. Vaz notes that the publication by the Gleaner of the alleged 8-month-old letter from Golding contains a litany of falsehoods purportedly stated by Golding and fails to acknowledge widely known public information that the costing of the buses included purchase price, pre-delivery servicing, 3 years of maintenance, parts, and technology to include the cashless fare system along with the retrofitting of doors.
Now, Minister Vaz says, and this is a quote, the information about the costing is widely known. However, the Gleaner elected to publish on its front page today a mischievous 8-month-old letter by Golding, which made false assertions, then also published an editorial which branded the rural school bus system as a saga. It is clear the PNP and the Gleaner and their emissaries, some of whom have publicly declared support for the PNP, have not learnt the lesson taught to them by the outcome of the general election, that the people of Jamaica are perceptive and will reject those who maliciously campaign against programs which are in the people's best interest, end quote. Minister Vaz commented further, quote, it is unfortunate that the PNP and the Gleaner continue to badmine the children's school buses. It is interesting that the Gleaner and the PNP appear so bitter at the election loss that they also elected to publish a story which cast aspersions on the procurement process, but belatedly admitted that the Procurement Commission had signed off on and approved the purchase of the buses, end quote. The statement ends by saying, the Transport Minister says his ministry will continue to pursue the rollout of the rural school bus system in the interest of the people of Jamaica, in particular, the nation's children. What a statement.
Yeah, I mean, to take on the Gleaner in this way is astonishing. Minister Vaz has come out and he is traveling full throttle. And he's decided to run over the PNP and the Gleaner in this press statement here this morning. Come on, let's see if we can get this out as in the way that you know. Wow. All right. That's that. Yeah. Oh boy.
Whoa is right.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It's so interesting that, after a frustrated Dr. Chang yesterday,
Yep.
today, the Transport Minister in this statement quite frustrated about that publication by the Gleaner, as well as utterances that were made by the opposition leader and others. And he seems to have had enough with that too, and has issued this statement, lashing out about the paper.
Michelle, can you get him on the phone, Michelle? Because I want to know, it's not normal where an elected official, a member of cabinet, a senior member of cabinet at that, takes aim at the media in this way. Michelle, can we get him? Can we get Daryl Vaz on the phone? Trying to call him.
Right, because again, the minister says it's unfortunate that the PNP and the Gleaner continue to badmind the children's school buses.
Yeah.
That's a direct quote from the transport minister. He says that the publication by the Gleaner of the alleged 8-month-old letter from Golding contains a litany of falsehoods purportedly stated by the opposition leader and fails to acknowledge widely known public information that the costing of the buses include purchase price, pre-delivery servicing, 3 years of maintenance, parts and technology, to include the cashless fare system, along with the retrofitting of the doors.
Somebody asks, what's so shocking about taking on the Gleaner? Patrick's turn. Patrick, it's not usually done this way, sir. Usually when elected officials in office, cabinet members are criticizing, they don't want to say the media or say journalists. They use a catch-all term. It's rare for them to name a target. Yeah, the target this time being the Gleaner for Vaz's attack. That's rare. Opposition politicians do it regularly. They call media houses name all the time. Yeah, but it's rare for cabinet members to do this thing, Patrick's turn, and that's why we've said and described it in the way we have. Okay, Michelle, any success? Okay, so Minister Vaz, if anybody, any of his member of his communications team at the ministry, yeah, we need to hear from him about this astonishing statement really that he has issued in defense of the rural school bus program, naming the Gleaner, naming the PNP, and saying that, as we say in the streets, they're trying to run a program on him with the school buses, and he's not having it. We hear he's on. Good morning, Minister Vaz.
Morning, George. Morning, Connor.
Morning to you, Minister.
What gave rise to this? What gave rise to this very, very strong statement we're seeing from you, where you call the Gleaner by name repeatedly and accuse them of partnering with the PNP in a bad mind campaign against the rural school bus program?
Well, that's not rocket science, George. If you look at the campaign from when the school buses were announced and the position that the PNP took and the PNP and the Gleaner took, you'd have seen that it was a collaboration against the policy of the introduction of the school bus.
So the Gleaner and the PNP collaborated, is what you're saying?
100%. And I'm going to go further. And I'm going to say to you that the buses played a huge role in the results in the election. A huge role. And they know it, and they feel it, and they're smarting from it. And therefore, they are going to now continue not only to badmine the school buses, but they are going to continue to cause all kinds of commentary, as we saw today, and as we have seen over the last few days. I want to ask you a question. A letter that was written in July 2025 by the leader of the opposition. How does that make the front page today?
And
How
what
does that make the front page of the Gleaner today?
And
You realize that July was the height of the election campaign? The election was September. Yes? So not only were they doing it openly in terms of their commentary. You remember the commentary? You bring school bus to kill off people picnic.
That was a comment from Peter Bunting. A comment from Peter Bunting,
You
yes.
remember all the utterances? But they weren't only doing it, they wanted to do it on the political platform. We are now seeing that this letter was sent in July 2025. Well, I have news from Mr. Golden this morning that my ministry and myself operate fully, openly, and transparently. And those agencies, specifically the IC and the Auditor General, have already written to the ministry and are already receiving all the documentation that they have asked for, which is their right. Yes? So I have nothing to hide, neither does the ministry. What I do know is that the bosses continue to prey on their mind and their soul and their heart because they are so upset of the results of the election, as I said before, played a huge role by the introduction of the buses.
Just let me get you clear.
Program.
So you're saying that the Auditor General has asked for documents to conduct an audit of the procurement of the buses, correct?
George,
Yes.
did you read the Sunday people? Did you read the Sunday Gleaner headline?
Yeah, man, but I'm asking you. You just said something, so I want to just get it clear.
But I don't need to tell you that because whoever it is that wrote already said partially the results of that.
Yeah, but your portfolio minister. You remember, you were the one who said it, so I just want to distill it so my listeners can be
and
clear.
I have just, and I'm saying it again, of course.
Yes.
And this is not nothing new or specific.
Yes.
They do this routinely because that is their mandate.
But what I'm trying to establish, Minister Vaz, what I'm trying to establish, sir, what I'm trying to establish is that if for those who are calling for audit, it doesn't make sense because that is already underway. The process is underway and all the information requested has been given. So that's what I'm trying to underline.
110%. And if anybody else, any other agency calls or requests, they will get it. Access for information is there. Questions have been raised and they are being processed.
Are you sure?
So what I'm saying to you.
Are you sure you want to stand by the line that the Gleaner and a media entity of decades of existence, that the Gleaner and the PNP have participated in a coordinated attack from the run-up to the last election on the school bus program? You're comfortable sticking with that?
100%, and not only in relation to the school bus, but many other. And I just need to remind you and ask the listeners to look at who is it that has been on a campaign to destroy Andrew Horace. Where do those articles come from every week in, week out, during election, before election, and after election? Yeah? Let me tell you something. I am in the departure lounge. I have a few good things to do for this country. Yes? And I have taken off my gloves. Yes? I'm going to come out swinging because I am ready to retire. And I want to retire with my head high, and I'm not going to allow anybody or any institution or any political party to continue with the smear campaign against me and now with my ministry and the school bus system. Yes? And all I ask listeners to do is be objective. Just look back, go back in the archives and look at where all of these campaigns originate. Look who the story writers are. Look at their allegiance. Look at their relationships. And you will see everything as clear as day. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. Yes?
Daryl Wesley Vaz. You're saying this morning.
Daryl Wesley Philip.
Philip, all right, so I'll take that. You are saying you're making an extraordinary claim this morning, sir. You are making an extraordinary claim. And you're comfortable with what you've told Jamaica this morning about the pattern of coordinated attacks against the Prime Minister by a media entity, you're comfortable with that? I'm just asking you for the record again, sir.
I am more than comfortable. And as I said before, those who have eyes can see. Those who have ears can hear. And if I have said anything that anybody can objectively, that I will take the criticism, but I will not take it if it's coming from that clique, that cabal that continues to try and destroy the Prime Minister and myself in particular. And then, of course, others within my party and my government. But the two ones with the bullseye on their head, on their forehead, is Andrew and Daryl Vaz. What is the connectivity between the both of them? Both of us work hard. Both of us perform. Both of us are well liked. And both of us are politically very, very, very savvy.
I hear you this morning, sir. I thank you for your time.
And I'll come on any day, anytime, any hour to discuss this particular issue. I want to tell them down at North Street, I am going to expose you as you are trying to expose me. I'm over it. And it has been going on for years and years and years, and it must stop.
You're launching a campaign against the Gleaner, sir?
I'm not launching a campaign against the Gleaner. Look here, I have no time to waste with that.
But you say you're going to expose them. So what are you saying? Yeah, I want to understand what you're saying.
Exactly what I just did this morning. And if you want, I will get my handlers to pull together and put all of the dates over the last many years of this coordinated attempt. Yeah? Over it.
All right, sir. Thank you this morning.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you, and God bless Jamaica. And let's continue to burn out the bad mind them. We need to get rid of them out of Jamaica.
All right, sir. Thank you. That's more than astonishing. Yes, Jermaine, give me the theme music and take the break quick.